Ronald pumped gas and cleaned windshields at a gas station in Vermont. No degree, no inheritance, no lucky stock. When he died, he was worth $8 million. So how does a gas station worker quietly build an $8 million fortune? The answer isn't what you think. It wasn't a secret investment strategy. It wasn't a lucky break. And it wasn't some genius trick. It came down to one number. A number so small, most people wouldn't even think twice about it. $5. But here's where it gets interesting. This isn't a video about turning $5 into millions. Because if that were the secret, everyone would already be rich. So forget the number for a second. Here's what doesn't make sense. People earning six figures can still be broke before the month is over. And people earning ordinary wages, even gas station wages, can quietly build more wealth than the people signing their paychecks. So if it's not about how much you make, what is it? Here's the uncomfortable answer. You don't stay stuck because you can't invest thousands of dollars. You stay stuck because you've never trained yourself to invest anything. Not once. Not consistently. Not automatically. You've been asking the wrong question. Not, how do I get enough money to start? But, how do I become someone who starts? Because the hardest part isn't investing. It's getting past the moment right before investing. You open the app, you see funds, tickers, percentages, expense ratios. Suddenly, something that should be simple feels like learning a new language overnight. You don't know which choice is right, and you're terrified of choosing the wrong one. So you close the app, you'll research it tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week becomes next month. And eventually another year disappears without you noticing. That's the trap. Doing nothing starts to feel safer than doing something. So what if the solution isn't learning more? What if it's making the first decision so small your brain barely notices it? That's where the $5 comes in. $5 was never the investment. It was a trigger. Not the amount that makes you wealthy, the amount that makes you start. Ask someone to invest $10,000 and their stomach drops. Ask them to commit $500 a month and they'll start listing reasons they can't. But ask for $5, there's almost nothing to argue with. You're not using $5 because $5 is powerful. You're using it because starting is powerful. Now let's do the math. $5 a day is about $1,800 a year. Not exactly life-changing, but invest that consistently, let it compound at a modest 8% average return, and after 10 years, you're looking at roughly $28,000. Still not life-changing? Keep going. After 20 years, around $88,000. After 30, about $220,000. After 40, nearly $500,000. From $5 a day. And here's what most people miss. That growth isn't a straight line. For years, it looks almost pointless, slow, boring, easy to ignore. Then the curve starts bending, and the longer you leave it alone, the more dramatic it gets. That's the rule of 72. Divide 72 by your rate of return, and you get roughly how many years it takes your money to double. At 8%, that's about every 9 years. Small numbers become less small. Then suddenly they aren't small at all, which raises an uncomfortable question. If most of the growth happens later, what are the years you're losing by waiting? Let's meet two people, same income, same market, same $5 habit. Anna starts at 25. She invests $5 a day for exactly 10 years, then stops. Life happens, priorities shift, she simply stops contributing. Total money out of her pocket, about $18,000. Ben starts later at 35, right when Anna quits. He invests the same amount, but he doesn't stop. He keeps going for 30 straight years, total out of his pocket, exactly 3 times what Anna ever put in. Who ends up with more? Common sense, says Ben. He invested longer. He put in 3 times the money. Except it isn't close. It's close in the opposite direction. By the time they both turn 65, Anna is ahead. Ben tried to make up for lost time by contributing far more money, and he still finished behind. Because Anna's money had 10 extra years to grow, right at the very beginning, the years that felt the smallest turned out to be the most valuable years in the entire equation. You cannot outcontribute lost time. There isn't enough money in the world to buy back a year that's already gone. So let's make the cost of waiting feel real. Not with another retirement story. With 1 year. Just one. Imagine you invest $5 a day for 12 months. That's about $1,800. Then you stop. You never add another dollar. You just leave what you built alone. Under that same 8% assumption, that single year of contributions can grow into somewhere around $33,000 by the time you'd otherwise retire. 12 months of decisions you could have made and didn't. Now, ask the question that actually matters. How many years have already gone by while you were about to start? Not because you spent the money on something reckless, because you were still deciding, still comparing apps, still waiting for the moment that felt like enough. Nobody sends you a bill for that. Nobody tells you what it cost. The only proof it existed is the number that never showed up. So if hesitation is quietly this expensive, there's one more fear standing in the way, and it might be the biggest one. What happens to all of this when the market actually crashes? Let's not theorize. Let's test it. Meet David. Nothing special about him. A regular paycheck, a regular life. He sets up the $5 habit, and almost immediately the timing looks like a disaster. Within months, the market doesn't dip, it drops. Retirement accounts losing a third of their value. Co-workers pulling their money out in a panic, promising they'll get back in once things settle down. David doesn't check the news every day. The transfer just keeps happening. Same $5, same day, right through the worst of it. And here's the part that sounds backward until you sit with it. When prices fall and you keep investing the same amount, you're not losing. You're buying more for less. Every crash era dollar quietly picks up extra shares nobody else wanted. The market wasn't punishing David. It was handing him a discount nobody else was brave enough to take. When the recovery finally comes, the shares David bought during the scariest months turn out to be the most valuable one in the entire account. Which means the crash was never really the threat. The real danger was always a decision to stop. By now, some part of you is probably arguing back. Good. That means you're paying attention. Let's answer everything at once. $5 isn't enough. You're right, it isn't. $5 a day forever will not fund your retirement on its own. Nobody said it would. The $5 rule isn't the finish line, it's a starting line. A number small enough that you couldn't talk yourself out of crossing it. The plan was never to stay at $5. It was to become someone who invests something automatically without fail and then raise that number as life changes. A raise at work becomes a raise in your contribution. A bonus becomes fuel, not just spending money. Shouldn't I just focus on earning more instead? Yes, honestly, yes, there's a ceiling on how much you can cut. There's no ceiling on what you can earn. But that objection quietly assumes you have to choose. Income growth and the habit aren't competing. A person who's already training themselves to invest automatically doesn't need to relearn that skill the day their income doubles. They just increase the number and keep going. Here's the one almost nobody says out loud. I genuinely can't afford $5. Then don't use $5. This was never really about the number 5. It's about the smallest amount that's true for you. $1, $2, whatever number you can't find an excuse for. The habit is the unbreakable part. The number was always negotiable, and if you're carrying high interest debt, that debt is often quietly costing you more than the market is likely to earn you. Sometimes, the more disciplined move is aiming that same automation at the debt first. The mechanism is identical either way. Decide once, let it repeat, stop relying on your memory or your motivation. Notice something strange about every objection you just heard. Every single one of them was really an argument about the amount. Not one of them was an argument against the habit. So take the number out completely. $5, 21, gone. What's actually left? Not a number, not a fund, not an app, a decision repeating itself without needing you to make it twice. Because here's what nobody says plainly enough. You were never trying to become someone who invests $5. You are trying to become someone who invests, period. No amount attached. That's a different person than the one who started watching this video. Not richer, not smarter, just different in one specific way. A minute ago, you still had to decide every time whether today was the day. On the other side of this, you don't decide anymore. Motivation isn't something you can rely on for 40 years. It's strong on day 1. By day 11, it's already fading. Systems don't ask how you're feeling. That's not a flaw. That's the entire point. So here's the whole thing. Start to finish. No research required. Open whatever banking or brokerage app is already sitting on your phone. Not the perfect one. The one already there doing nothing. Find the option that says recurring transfer or automatic investment. It's already in the app. You've probably scrolled past it a dozen times. Set the amount. $5 if that's your number. $1 if that's what's true for you. You already proved to yourself the number was never the test. Set the date. Payday or the day after. It barely matters which day. It matters that there's a day at all. Confirm it. That's the entire action. Not a plan, not a weekend project. One switch, flipped once, that keeps flipping itself every single month, whether you remember it exists or not. And here's what just happened. Even though your bank balance looks exactly the same, you didn't schedule a transfer. You closed the gap between I should and I am. Nothing about today looks dramatic. That's not a failure of the plan. That's the plan. Compounding doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask for applause. It just starts working quietly in the background while you go live your life and mostly forget it's running at all. Somewhere out past today, 10 years, 20, 40, there's a version of you looking back at this exact unremarkable moment. Not because it felt significant at the time, it didn't, but because it was the first month the decision didn't have to be made again. That's how it actually starts. Not with a fortune, not with a breakthrough. With a switch, flipped once, that stopped needing you. The $5 was never the point. It was just small enough to get you here. And if you want to see exactly where that switch leads, watch this next. You quietly became the richest person you know.